All right, everyone, welcome back to the war videos. We took last season off because of holiday and we didn't want to do 2 seasons of Decay. So here we are in season 55, first war against Salty Warriors. Today I'll be taking in Quicksilver, Mantis, and Purgatory. I have path 2 in both sections and then a shared fight on one of the shared islands. So excited about Decay in the fact that I get to play Quicksilver pretty much anywhere. Should have been excited for this war with the result for the Purgatory fight that I brought her for, but I make a very bonehead mistake. So it was salt in the wound to this war. Anyways, first section, path 2, starting off here with Quicksilver. We're going to take Werewolf by Night. And honestly, if I wanted to, Quicksilver could have taken all 4 fights on path 2. So we brought Mantis, though, to take a Photon later, and that's what the skill power back boosts are for. Anyways, Quicksilver completely makes this node irrelevant. Any ruptures we get from blocked attacks irrelevant. So here it's just a beat down this wolf defender, and you can tell Salty's on point with the season usually in war because these mystic defenders have physical resistance on them for a stat focus. So that of course is going to hurt Quicksilver's whiplash damage since it is physical, but it's not enough to actually stop anything. It's just to make the fight a little bit longer, and in the event of a tie that matters. So plus longer fight means more mistakes. Anyways, game plan here, build a special 2, go medium, light, medium into special 2, detonate, and you can see he's pretty much done. It's going to take one more hit, so just need an opening. There we mess up. I didn't think I was going to get that light attack parried, but we got him, and then boom goes the dynamite. So happy to be playing Quicksilver in the first war of the season. Next fight here. Now, Purgatory I'm bringing for a fight later. It is a sugar pill fight, and I need the passive slow that she gets from getting a skill soul. So I tested this fight in the off season, and it's really easy to ramp her here, and it's very common for Attuma to be here. So what I'm focused here is building Bloodthirst to get into Rampage. Once I'm in there, I can use the Incinerates if I'd like, but if you don't know, when fighting against a specific class, Purgatory gains an ability even without having that soul. And this one would be the passive slow whenever a personal debuff does not place or fails to place or expires. So when I'm in this Rampage, which I'm in now, and you can tell the sword's glowing purple, when I end with mediums, I place an Incinerate, and since the immunity kicks in there, it creates a passive slow. So even if Attuma gets too much hydration and goes unstoppable, we actually take care of that. So I can push him all day and bait special 1s, and then me spamming special 1 heals me in Rampage. So great place to pick up a soul charge if you need it. Move on to the second part of path 2. Longshot here. We're just going to take it with Quicksilver. Again, pretty much a nothing node. There's no reason to knock him down before we are ready to go with special 2, so I'm not going to do that. And the game plan is the exact same as Werewolf by Night. We are going to combo, push him over special 1, bait out special 1s, dex, rinse and repeat, and then go for that medium, light, medium into special 2. And I believe Longshot, boop, disappears in the first detonate of that. So added bonus with Longshot being Sugar Pill and Quicksilver being Decay, it means that every one of these withers prevents him from building and holding on to good karma. So if you're ever worried about him being in pure heart in this kind of matchup, he's not going to be. So if we eat a special 1, it's not a big deal. What we do want to look out for is pushing him to special 2 with Quicksilver, because you are not immune to Fate Seal. And if we get that Fury before we push him to special 2 and he throws his special 2, we're going to get incinerated. So that's why I stuck to special 1s. And I mean, this is the fight. There's nothing really too crazy about it. I did that to refresh Whiplash and push him to special 1 since we weren't quite there. Get the dex there, and then this should be it with a medium, light, medium into special 2, and boop goes his health. So, Path Bites. Next up is the embarrassing moment. I've been sent to every Photon since I've been in Battleground 1 since returning to SSX, and I have had 0 issues ever taking Photon with Mantis, and I don't have issues here either. We switched on full recoils, put on power backs just in case, because we got to one-shot her with the special 2 or follow it up with the special 3, because the shocks are going to get us if we miss the special 2. And I go through my normal rotation to build Mixed Emotion, not really caring about the shocks, which is fine. Now we're at 20, get to the special 2. One more special 1 out from her. The taunt helps, or the infuriate helps. Push the special 2, and this should be it. I should heavy and go into special 2. And I just totally check out and finish the special, or the heavy attack animation. I got hit there with a heavy because I was hoping I could dash back and throw the special 2 and finish the fight. However, I was not fast enough and ate the heavy, and then you can see here with the 10 shocks, that was pretty much it. So, in a war that should have been a fun and a very good start to the season, I have one of the most brain-dead moments I have ever had in Alliance War. Anyways, we go back in. We do the exact same thing, nothing different. I had a PS1 expiring. That's actually why I used it. You don't really need to. Sure, it means fewer special attacks out from Photon, but again, you don't really need to. Got the 20 Mixed Emotion, got the special 2, actually thinking about it here, and then do exactly what we should have done the first time. So it's quite embarrassing, especially since that wasn't a fight I was worried about. It was this Thanos here that I'm taking with Purgatory. So I took this in the off season. It was kind of sketch. Thanos presents a problem because if you take him with Decay and you rely on the slow debuff, it's going to disappear with this node after you knock him down because of right back at it. So you need some other kind of slow counter for his own unstoppable. You could use someone who's not going to trigger buffs and avoid that one, but you wouldn't have the slow if you do trigger decks, et cetera, et cetera. So I had this wild idea to use Purgatory, get the passive slow. The only problem is you have to build Bloodthirst and get into Rampage to place a debuff, a medium, incinerate with a medium to trigger that passive slow. So not only do you have to spend time parrying and hitting to get to Rampage, you also have to eventually place a debuff and get it to fail or expire. And we got it there with the special 2. So from here, we can actually stop worrying about his unstoppable. We can start launching special 1s to heal back some of the damage. We can start ending with mediums, and that Incinerate will place a passive slow if right back at it is active, or once it expires, it'll place it. So I was in a pretty good space there. The only problem is you will exit the Rampage before he goes down, because he is tanky and has protection at every 25%. So we have to rebuild Rampage right about here. Now I see I have the passive slow. I could go crazy on my combo, and I do there. But it's starting to expire here, so I need to get back to the parry and a few hits game so that we don't trigger too many of his unstoppables through his charges and hitting him. And it's going decent here. This is just a restart of the beginning. We're trying to get back into Rampage, Demonic Rampage. Being cautious about whether he gains his own unstoppable or if one of my buffs expire, or if that unblockable from fighting a Cosmic expires. So that unblockable is coming from the Cosmic Soul ability, since I'm fighting a Cosmic, which means every time I fill a bar of power, I nullify a buff, and if I succeed in that, I get an unblockable. Works against me. It also works if a buff is prevented from neutralize. So we're in Rampage here. We can go back. Need to get a slow here. Haven't had it yet. Get it right there. There's the Incinerate. I throw the special one like a dummy. It's fine. He's nice. He only 1-2s me. Got the passive slow, so now we can start going to town. And here I'm feeling pretty good. We've got a lot of time on Demonic Rampage. He's throwing special attacks. We've got back-to-back special ones. Here's the last protection in the final 25%. He pushed me to special 2 there. That's fine. The degen here, it only triggers off of personal debuffs. So a parry stun isn't going to do it. It's got to be the Incinerate or the degen from special 2, or it can be armor breaks from filling a bar of power if you have a tech soul, but it didn't work out that way, and I end up soloing, so it made that Mantis fight even more of a sting. Anyways, this war was pretty much over, so even if I hadn't died there and died with Thanos, it still wouldn't have mattered in the grand scheme of things, but it's just not a way you want to start out the season. Luckily, I know it's just a bonehead, idiotic move instead of like, oh my gosh, that was such a crazy fight, I couldn't clutch it out move. So my nerves weren't super crazy off about it. But anyways, I was happy to debut Quicksilver back into Attack for War, especially with Decay. And then I was really happy to get Purgatory a chance in the spotlight and actually solo with her for both fights. So hope you guys enjoyed the first War video of the season. Hit subscribe, give a like, and I'll catch you guys at War 2.